Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is day 6 of the 30-day vlogging improvement challenge. And today's prompt is to tell a short story. So the story that I'm going to tell you guys today is the story of the first time a couple of my friends from work had gone rafting. So Benjamin and I have been rafting for a number of years. One year, I believe it was in 2014 or 2015. I believe it was 2015. We decided that we wanted to take a whitewater rafting trip. And with the company that I usually use for whitewater rafting, they have two types of trips. The first type is the family style whitewater trip. And that consists of level 1 or class 1 and maybe a class 2 rapid peppered in here and there, but mostly class 1 rapids, and you pretty much float and paddle down the Lehigh River, and you'll start in Jim Thorpe and make your way downstream. I had taken this trip a number of times, and we wanted to do the more advanced trip, which was the Lehigh Gorge, which is upstream about maybe 10-15 miles from where what I call the baby trip is. Well, this particular year, 2015, we decided to book this trip. We opened the trip up to the folks I work with, and there's some people that showed interest, but they had never been rafting before. So I said, okay, that's fine, no problem. Let me call the rafting company and see if you guys can come, and even though you don't have any experience. So I called the rafting company up, and they said, yeah, no problem. We're going to have plenty of guides. No problem. They can join us, and it's not a big deal. I guess what they were trying to say was, you can bring non-experienced rafters with you if you're in a boat with experienced rafters. We'll get to that in just a little bit. So fast forward to the day of the trip. Everybody shows up for the trip. Everybody's excited. We're ready to go. We got on the buses, and we head up to the gorge, and we get to the insertion point. We all load into the rafts, and what ended up happening was the people who were new to rafting all ended up in the same boat together. For some reason or another, they all ended up in the same boat together. Well, as you can imagine, that was probably a mistake. So hindsight's 20/20, right? So they all end up in the same boat together, and we go off. And for the most part, the first part of the trip went very smooth. Everything was great. We had a couple of maybe class 2 rapids that we hit. Nothing too crazy, right? Well, halfway down the river, we start getting a little bit more swift water. Now, pause there for a minute. What I forgot to mention was that the Lehigh Gorge trip that we took on this particular day also happened to be a dam release weekend, which should have set off a red flag in my head, being an experienced rafter, that I probably shouldn't take inexperienced rafters on a dam release weekend with class 3 and 4 rapids. Anyway, back to the story. So we start hitting the class 2s and class 3s, and normally the Lehigh River is pretty tame. You don't really see very many class 3, and it's very rare to see a class 4 rapid. You might see maybe barely a class 4 on a dam release weekend, but it's rare. So we figured, okay, this would be a good trip for them to come on. Well, on this particular dam release weekend, there was a lot of really tough class 3 rapids, and I would venture to say a class 4 or 2 in there. Well, there was one part of the trip where everybody struggled. We started hitting the rapids, and it was chaos. I was in a boat with Benjamin and my other buddy Brian, all three of us experienced rafters, and my other buddy Jim. Now, he was very new to rafting, but the three of us had been doing this for years, so we knew how to read each other, and we knew what to do. So we got through it, no problem, but it was still pretty rough. Well, we get through the rapid, and we turn around only to see our other boat with our other people hit a rock and literally just explode. People everywhere. The boat flies up in the air, and everybody's going off. So you've got guides paddling upstream trying to pull people out. We get down the rapids and the guides are like, pull over, pull over, pull over. So we pull over and we're hanging out there for like half an hour, 45 minutes. And you're seeing buckets coming down the river, rafts with like 6 people in it, and some rafts have like 4 because they're literally just pulling people into the rafts to try to get everybody. Well, finally, after 45 minutes, we've got everybody accounted for. So we're trying to get everybody back into their boats and get everything sorted out. And we called back to the other boat, and my friend Mike is in the boat, and we said, Mike, are you okay? He's like, yeah, we're good. Hey, I think we have your bucket. He was like, great. Have you seen my pants? We all look at each other and go, did he just say, did you see my pants? Did you just say, have you seen my pants? He's like, yeah, I lost my pants in the rapids. Have you seen them? Apparently he had lost his pants when they pulled him out of the river by his life jacket. His pants got snagged or something, and they just whoop, came right off when they pulled him into the boat. Luckily, he had on a long t-shirt for some modesty, but he had lost his pants on this trip, and we had never let him live this down to this day. But finally, after lunch, everyone got resituated and sorted back out, and we all got back into our boats. But that trip was just pandemonious. It was a crazy, crazy trip, and I couldn't tell you if it was just the day or the people that we were with, because I had taken that trip subsequent times. I had done this trip again, even after this, a couple of times, and never have I had an experience like that first gorge trip ever. And yeah, I look back on that and I think, man, what a day. That was crazy, and I can't believe that all of those things happened on that day. But lessons learned: never take a first-time rafter on a trip where they're in a boat by themselves on an advanced trip, especially up in the Lehigh Gorge. And we all learned, everybody lived, and we're here to tell the story about it and think about it, think back on it and laughed. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story and found it as amusing as I did. And once again, guys, I really appreciate you coming and checking out these videos and coming with me on this journey to improve my storytelling, vlogging, talking to the camera skills, whatever you want to call it. And I really do appreciate it. On that note, if you guys haven't done so already, please consider subscribing and turning notifications on so that you know whenever I release new content. Also, if you do like this video, please like and share it with your friends. It really does help out this channel. And I will see you guys again tomorrow for another video for my 30-day vlogging challenge. Guys, have a good night. I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.